Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tricia Dyka, and I'm really excited today to be talking with Judy Jewett. And we're going to be talking about how to heal ourselves from within, how to awaken that healer within. Welcome, Judy, and please share a little bit about yourself and your journey.
Yes, thank you very much. And I really appreciate all your help, Tricia. You're awesome. You do amazing work. And like I said, I really appreciate this time with you. So I am an intuitive breakthrough coach. I've been doing this work for 23 years. I am an expert at helping people to tap in very quickly to what it is, the energy that needs to be released so they can heal themselves. And so I hold the space and believe that it's not me doing it, that it literally is the other person that's doing the healing. And that's between them and their God, which is my God. It's all of our gods. I am a Christian. And I'm also a believer in many religions, and that's how I do it.
That's wonderful because we're all connected. We're all
Yes.
connected to one another. And whether you believe in God, universe, source energy, I think ultimately it's the same thing. Although, at least in my opinion. But I would love to, because there's a lot of things going on. And I, for one, have definitely been sick with different issues and some more serious throughout my life. And when I look back at those, I realized that there were things playing out that actually caused my body to physically say, okay, enough. Could you expand upon that and give a little bit of explanation?
Yes. So 95% of our results that we live in our life, we've created it. 5% is genetic, meaning we inherit it. We came into this world like type 1 diabetes. That is something you are born with. But according to Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is a genius in biology, he actually used to teach medical students about medicine, biology, and that's his whole background. So he knows the human body in and out, and he began to understand that our subconscious mind, we all create our results. And it's kind of a hard pill to swallow if you're not open to understanding that.
That is true. It is it is a hard pill. I know for myself, when I started to really delve into Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, how the ultimate responsibility came to me. And if I look back, like I was sick for almost a year with kidney infections and stuff. It was really bad. And I remember one of the biggest things for me, I was like the biggest people pleaser and the yes girl. And all of that stuff finally culminated into getting ill. It was like my body said enough, and I had to take total responsibility of who I was and who I was being. And that's not the easiest thing at all.
No, it's not. So let's take this a step further. There's a lot of talk with people that they inherited their genetics from an ancestor, that they were more susceptible to diabetes, which is true, type 2, and cancer. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on, that we carry markers in us. It's a vibrational thing passed on ancestral, if you look at it that way. I'm a spiritual scientist. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to sit and try to be one and say something that I could be completely off. I won't do that. But as a spiritual scientist and as a spiritualist and someone who's been on their path for a long time, who has experienced miracles themselves and watched other people and experienced being with them, experiencing that is really true. So even though we have markers, we still have to take responsibility for what we have. Now, we have a body and we have a mind and we have a spirit, and it's all operates in the same container. It's in the body. We can't separate it. So our minds, what we're thinking about, our emotional state, what are we putting in our body, People don't understand that food is medicine. We would rather enjoy the chips and the hamburgers from McDonald's or whatever, the cookies, the donuts, and not understand that our body is a machine that needs to be fueled right by nutrition. And so it's all part of the same. It all goes together. So,
Yeah, and I definitely concur with that, because food is medicine. Food heals us. So if we're continuously going to the drive-throughs or the fast food restaurants, we're feeding ourselves a lot of processed foods, and that gunks up everything in our systems. Now our bodies are struggling to digest this and deal with the world around us. And, you know, going back to like the markers in our bodies, this can actually just flip those switches. And like you said, on top of that, our thinkings and our emotions all add into this. Could you expand a little bit more on our thinking and our emotions and how it affects us internally?
yes. So trauma is stored in our body, energy. We are energy, and our thoughts and our feelings together, when they come together, our thoughts and feelings, they're creating the energy. They're creating whatever is happening in your world. And if you can believe this, you really have kind of your own little universe. We are our own little world, right? And that's a whole other subject, but I do believe that. And so with my clients, I have witnessed and been a part of their lives to see that a generational problem that might have happened 100 years ago, 75 years ago, even longer, contribute to them getting cancer today. One of my favorite stories is a coaching client who had cancer. She went through traditional treatment, and however, she wanted to get to what was the spiritual and emotional reason she got cancer. Because I'm going to tell you, there is one, with that disease and all disease. And so we worked on it. A lot had to do with a very toxic marriage for 40 years, 35 years, whatever it was. And we worked on whatever that was, and she cleared a lot of things. Well, then it came down to, what is it? And I started as a spiritualist and intuitive. I get messages. I connect with the angels and my spirit guides, and I've been getting messages most of my life. And this is something that I received, and I didn't really say much to her. We kind of played it out together. And what played out, oh my gosh, was that her grandfather, and this is a client that was in her 70s, that still is in her 70s, and a client, her grandfather had prized horses. And this was like in the turn of the 20th century, so the early 1900s. He had a barn full of horses, and the barn caught on fire, and he lost everything. And her mother was 3 years old at the time, and she had such a sadness about her whole life. Well, my client, that was what the ancestral cancer was, the powerless feeling. And she was able to heal the core reason. And that was happened many, right, 2 generations previously. It's a vibration. And you can say whatever you want, whether you believe it or not. The point is, it was a vibration. And I know that for sure. And it's a vibration that got created. It was something she was carrying, and it played out in a very toxic, controlling marriage for her. And then she just carried that gene, it's a powerless feeling, cancer is. And so that was it. And that was huge. And her ancestors, because I'm an intuitive, I can see spirits, and I can connect to them. And we had a room full of spirits, ancestors helping her. And it was remarkable. It was
Yeah.
absolutely remarkable.
That is such a beautiful story, especially how everybody, when your ancestors show up around you as you're doing your healing work, people think that it's not real, but I got to tell you, I have personally been through it as well, and it's an amazing feeling to have these people around you and feeling safe, secure, and loved. So, I mean, I'll even share a story where my grandmother went through the depression, and wow, did that give us, my dad and all of us, there is a lot of beliefs that were passed through because of that. And
Mhm.
years ago, I'm like, what are you talking about? But as I've done work as well, it's amazing what really gets passed down to us that we don't even realize. Some of our repetitive patterns are from this.
Mhm. Yes, I'll give you another story that's not connected to a disease.
Mm,
But I had a client who came to see me for a breakthrough session that when somebody wants a VIP intense session, sometimes we spend the day together, like I did with the other client. I spent 4 hours with her. This other client, I spent 4 hours with her, and she was adopted and felt like a heavy, dark cloud was around her whole life and did not understand it. And she knew that her father, she was in the generation where mom would say, wait until your father gets home, right? And the father would come home from work, and she felt at times that he would take like a stick, not a stick, a branch off of the tree, and she would get spanked. And she could remember sometimes it was really harder than what it needed to with the welts. And that was his frustration, probably of working all day. She had no fear growing up. She was an adventuresome soul. The mom had trouble with disciplining her, obviously, and didn't know how to help her, shift gears herself, this beautiful, adventuresome little girl. But she felt very abandoned, being that was her step. She felt being adopted, which doesn't mean everybody feels that way. It's, we're here for our own life adventure. And so she did a healing, and it was remarkable because we called in the spirit of her father who had passed on. And I got a message for her from him. And what he said was, please forgive me. I am very sorry. I didn't mean. She felt like he broke her soul, her spirit, and that was not her intention. That was not his intention.
mhm.
And she went into absolute forgiveness with him there. And it was miraculous, and it changed her life, where she was then able to see her adopted mother, which is her mother, and this was her father. She knew no other parents. These were her parents, but she was able to look in the eyes of her mother for the very first time, because she always felt like they thought she was making up stories, that they just didn't believe her. They just thought she was a trouble her whole life, even though she did a lot of respectful things and had her own children. So it was a life changer for her. You just don't know what it is. You don't know, usually it happens in childhood, not always. It's usually something we're holding on to, that is contributing to what is going on in our life today. Whether,
Right.
whether it's a physical imbalance, an emotional imbalance, a mental imbalance, a spiritual imbalance.
That's what I was going to ask. Are there signs saying to us, things are out of balance, and what people could look for to say, maybe it's time for me to awaken that healer within?
Well, the person who isn't connected to the healer within, and there are a lot of things to do. There are people that do yoga, they
Mhm.
meditate, they run, they exercise, and they usually do feel better. However, and for me personally, even working with people that I have that have had all that, sometimes they still have anxiety, they're still imbalances. So they're still not getting to the core. They're not awake in the healer with it. And that's what we have to do. And so when you find that your life just doesn't feel, it feels unsettled, there's a deep sadness inside. Nobody maybe will know about it because you're smiling on the outside. Maybe you have not accomplished what you want in your life. And on some levels you have. And so you've awakened to that person, probably that aspect of yourself. It depends, it just depends. Um, I will tell you that a person who is raised as a Christian understands there's a Holy Spirit. And that Holy Spirit, the thing is, the obstacle is that you don't always know how to access your own Holy Spirit to heal. So even though you've been raised, I mean, I was raised about the Holy Spirit, but I didn't grow up and understand until I was in my 40s, until I started really the healing process and became a healer and began healing myself. Did I really understand that? That the healer is within us. And that's for everybody. So everybody's on their own journey to understand it. Prayer, a person that can pray and have faith. Faith seems to be the ingredient that you need for everything. Faith. Because in faith, you're willing to let it go. And so if you're not happy, you have a physical illness, you're just not happy in your life, then it's time to heal. It's time to learn how to awaken the healer. And the number one thing is to tap into your authentic self, become more confident, and you have to grow the spirit. You have to grow the experience of understanding and having that miracles do happen. A miracle is when you let go and allow the creator within you and without to take care of what needs to be done. Does that help?
Oh, that's great. I think that's a great, I know restlessness too is a big one. When you find your
Yes.
soul constantly restless, looking for,
Yes.
that's another big one. You've given a lot already, which is amazing. So, I like how you said let go. Is there, because let go's, used constantly. Is there an easy way to let go? Because people are like, yeah, I have to let go. I just don't know how.
Uh, I would personally, the one thing that helped change me, even though I went through energy medicine and I began to understand, I did an extensive training of energy medicine and what does that mean, and the energy centers, and how does it work. And so I had that understanding and knew that if I held the space, that instantaneous healing could happen for a person. So I knew that at that point. Um, but to take it a step further, it's become aware of the little things that happen every day. Become aware of what you think and what you say. And I call it the magic. The magic of life is in when we're all in sync of what we want and what we do. The person that does that is going to understand more and more and have confidence to be able to bring that energy in, to awaken that energy. And it's in every one of us. That is our birthright. It is our birthright to be able to heal on all levels.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely the truth. It is our birthright to heal. And I
Mhm.
love how you said awareness. It's because a lot of people get stuck in that busyness of their day-to-day living, that they're on the go on that hamster wheel without taking that time to be aware and to stop and settle into what they are thinking and feeling.
That is true. And a lot of people that I help, um, they just need someone to guide them, to hold the energy, to show them how to heal themselves. So I learned a long time ago that it's important for us to have the answers. Not that you can't talk to other people, not that you can't, but we have the answers that are for our highest and best good over everyone. And we have to be able to recognize that and be able to sort through it. Is it perfect? No. Does it change? Yes. Does everybody go in and out of that? Of course. There's not a perfect person out there to do that. And so with that, it's really becoming aware again, becoming aware. And I know that when I connect with another person, and that whatever they're wanting, they will receive, because that's how God works. That for me, that's how God works. And I've been doing this for 23 years. I mean, it's worked. I have to tell you something. Um, that I had started a massage program for pregnant postpartum women when I was living in Houston. And I remember seeing the assistant to the director of Women and Children Services. And I said to her, well, what's going on? And she said, oh, I went to the doctor and the doctor says I have carpal tunnel and I need surgery. And I said, well, what do you want to do? She says, I don't want to have surgery. I said, okay, well, let me open up your energy. Let me do some work on you and let's just see. Well, I just got out of the way and I just was divinely guided what needed to be done. She healed herself. I just held the space. I will never take credit for healing someone. So I talked to her like 2 weeks later. I'm saying, hey, how are you doing? She says, I'm great. I said, well, how's your carpal tunnel? She says, I don't have it anymore.
Wow.
I said, wow. I said, well, when did that happen? She says, after you worked on me, when you were working on me. But see, all I did was hold the space for her. She wanted to heal. She did not want anything else. And she did the healing. Her faith healed her. And it was miraculous, just absolutely miraculous. Is helping someone to connect to their heart and
Yeah.
connect to their soul so they can do the healing.
Yeah. And that's truly amazing, because that's when somebody finally says, I want to heal. I want to heal. That's where I think everything shifts. When our health becomes in jeopardy for something, we're like, oh, I want to heal. And a good portion of people want to figure out a way to heal themselves.
Now, I do want to bring this up, that there are people that want to heal and they may have cancer or they may have a disease and they end up dying, and they're not really dying. They're just shedding the old body. And because life, the soul is always, it can't die. I mean, it is alive. It's energy. It doesn't die. And sometimes though, people will choose that to get out of this body, and that's the only way, that's their choice to heal. They need to shed the body. So just be aware, there's no one out there that's going to give you a miracle cure. It is between you and your creator. Everything is between you and the God within, the source within, the higher power within. It's all you. You have to take responsibility. It's all you.
Yeah. And I definitely agree. It is our responsibility. It is for us to heal. And you're right. People choose to let go, physically let go and move on, which I think is a great point to bring out. Now, I know you are offering a amazing program. Would you like to share about that program with us?
Yes. And if anybody wants the link, instant message me. I will share that with you. We can go ahead and put it on, Facebook also. So I'm doing a program that is actually 4 programs in one. And the first 3 months, it's a year-long program. The first 3 months, you're going to learn how to heal yourself. And I have a beautiful technique that will open the door to help you to do everything you need to do. And that is on the emotional and the mental and the spiritual healing that needs to be done. The physical healing, you will work on meditation if you need to. There's no guarantees. It's not me promising you anything other than I will give you the tools to do what you need to do. So it goes 3 months on the spiritual, emotional healing of what's going on in our body and our life. And then we go 3 months, we're going to talk about angels and the connection we have with our higher self, to help you awaken more to your Holy Spirit, to your inner healing, to your inner guidance. And then we're going to talk about ancestral cleaning. And the next group will be that in karma, because it's all about karma. Disease and physical imbalances, emotional imbalances, it's about karma. And so how we can clear that up. So we're just going to take healing at a different perspective. It's all we're doing in a different angle to bring more about. And then the fourth one, the fourth program is going to be literally, it's going to be tapping more into your intuitive self, growing your soul, bringing more higher vibration and energy, where everything else will be doing that. But it is really concentrating on your gifts and your skills. And once you have a spiritual experience of the creator, of your holy self, you never want to go back. It all you want is to experience more and more of that that pure bliss.
Wow. That sounds really amazing, because I think it's important for us, to heal, find the healer within, and to also have that deeper connection so that you never feel alone. Sometimes people say, I feel lonely, but once you create this connection and deepen it, it's a thing that is always with you.
Always. It's always with you. It's there. And honestly, the biggest obstacle is your faith, believing that you can do it. And we find that's with everything. And what will help is gratitude, faith. Those are two of the most powerful energies, because with faith is with grace. Faith and grace go together. And when you get out of your head, out of your way, you can heal.
Mm-hmm. And gratitude too. Do you suggest a gratitude practice daily?
I do. I find that if I get negative Nancy and I'm not in gratitude, as soon as I shift that into appreciation for everything I have, that it raises the energy right away. And one of the highest vibration is gratitude, because that is in pureness of appreciation, and that will multiply, and that brings forth more of what you're wanting. Actually, it creates more. So if you are even grateful for having a disease, if you're grateful for an imbalance, you're grateful for wherever you are in your life, it's just gratitude. And that is what's being felt and heard. It's not exactly what it is. It's that grateful heart. It's what's in the heart.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when you are grateful for something going wrong with you, you tend to find the tools and the solutions to it so much easier than
Yeah.
resisting it. Yeah.
Yes. Now, I will tell you that I do, if I have something that I feel needs to be healed, I always talk to God, and I always talk to the Holy Spirit, but I will talk to ancestors. I will talk to um, the angels
Mhm.
and my team that I call in. I will get help, and I do believe in it 100%. There's without a doubt. I know I've had all kinds of healings, and sometimes I have to get out of my way, and I do ask for help. I will say, please help me. Will you please do a healing? Will you please do this? If I feel I've done what I can and I just need to surrender, that I absolutely do. So we all need each other. So yes, we can heal ourselves, and we can heal ourselves when somebody helps us to. It's all about, they're not healing us. The God connection, the pure eternal light, it's all divine light. That is what's healing us. And I do believe it is the Holy Spirit, and which is in a part of our energy field. If you look at the energy field, and I have this beautiful chart that I made that shows the energy layers around a person, and it shows the large energy centers, the chakras. But there is a energy around us that's called the Akashic. It's called, well, the Akashic is a little different, but it is part, let's just call it the Akashic. It doesn't matter. But it is actually, you're tapping into what we would call the Holy Spirit. I mean, everybody has it. We're all divine. To think you're not divine, I don't care if you think you're an atheist. I don't care if you're agnostic. I don't really care. All I care is we all have the power within us. So it's
Yeah.
up to you whether you want to believe that or not.
Mhm.
And if you don't want to believe there's a higher power within you, that's fine. But if you want to tap into a higher vibration that will bring you so much bliss, it's there if you will just ask. You just have to ask. Ask.
Yeah. I like it. Ask, surrender, let go.
Let go.
Get,
Ask. Ask for help.
yeah. Get out of your own way.
Get out, yeah, get out of your own way and just ask for help. No
Yeah.
feeling sorry, because this is what I learned
Mhm.
early on, that if I would get emotionally upset over something and I would feel just maybe even whether it's anger, whether it's hopelessness, we've all experienced every emotion. And then we say, God, help us. I'm hurting. God, help us. Or we say, God, I can't do this anymore. Remember, your thoughts and emotions are creating what you get. And then you might feel better, but it doesn't go away. And then you go through another cycle. And why does it keep coming up? And why does it keep repeating itself? Because you haven't let it go. And you can't let it go in desperation. You can't let it go in the pain. You have to be able to acknowledge it and get out of your way so you can be healed. I'm a living proof. I know that for sure.
Well, I like what you said too. People tend to be at a desperate point asking for help and asking for release of things. And when you are in that final like mode, you'll feel better, but it will come back. It is when you feel better that we need to ask for that instead of being in that desperation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
So
great point.
right. And so I have a technique that I do use with my clients that will teach them how to heal themselves, will teach them how to release it so it's gone for good. And that's why I love my work, because I see miracle after miracle of people that didn't know that something happened to them at a certain age
Mhm.
that could have been, maybe they changed schools. Maybe they were shut down because maybe they were so small for their age, or they were so large, and being a teenager is so awkward anyway. But there was something in their life. Maybe a parent died when they were young. Maybe their parents got a divorce. Maybe the teacher yelled at them. Maybe their friends bullied them. There is, maybe you have a learning challenge. I mean, there are so many things that contribute, that when you know exactly what that is, then you can let it go. And I have a couple testimonies we will share that it's just amazing. And because I'm doing more and more video testimonies, and it's amazing how somebody is able to clear and release. I mean, I've helped people that have had COVID. There's trauma with that. There's not, there's trauma because of the news media and the medical community and the government. I mean, there is so much trauma. And when you when you heal the trauma, which is a lot easier than you think, so a lot easier, that I can take somebody through something, and in a session, there's a chance that is healed. If not, it may take 2 or 3 sessions. Just depends. Were you on a ventilator? Do you know somebody on a ventilator? There's so many things. But when you can heal that, then there's no more fear. And then it's not going to play out in your mind, because it will. All your trauma gets played out all the time. It gets played out and it comes into fear. It appears as fears. And that's how you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it appears as fears. It crops up in ways that we tend to sabotage ourselves with,
We do.
yes.
We don't think we're enough. We
Mhm.
don't think we're deserving. We don't think we're worthy. And we don't, if this wasn't true, let's just talk about statistically, not about physically healing. I'm just talking generally speaking, because my expertise is the emotional and spiritual body. But let's talk about that you want something in life. And why is it only 5% of people get what they really want?
Mhm.
Is it that why? There's so much tool. There's so many tools out there. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars and we still don't have what we want because we know it comes from within. But what is stopping us? So what I do is I help people that are on that bridge, that path. They want something. They see the end result, but they get stuck. They get fearful, and they can come up with what, it doesn't matter what people say. The fear is stronger than their desire. Okay. And so I help people to break through very quickly, and then I hold the light with them to get to what they want. But if 95% of people never live what they really want, only, I think it's 3 to 5% have what they really want in life, accomplish what they want. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
only, why? We're all powerful. Everybody watching this needs to know you are powerful. You are loved, you're divine, and you have the power to have what it is you want in life. You have it. It's all within you. You just need to know how to awaken it, and you need to know how to heal it if you don't have it, and you need to know how to get out of your way.
And that is so important. And I
Yeah.
think once you have those tools, you're going to see opportunities and resources and amazing things happen in your life.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And on that note, thank you guys for watching us. And everything will be put underneath the video. We'll put the link to the program. We will share the picture for the chakras, and we will also share some video testimonials. So, and if you have any questions or you want to know more about the program, please message Judy directly. And we'll also put a little link that you can message her as well. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Judy. This has been so amazing.
Thank you very much.